Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Big Mike in the building. Swish for real. How y'all living? I got my co-host with me, Boogie. Boogie, how's everything on your side of the planet, man?
I got my True Maverick shirt on here. Maybe I was wearing it when we got that 1.8% chance of getting the number one pick. So I, I think I'll break it in and whip it out for the draft lottery. Maybe we get the number one pick again.
Oh man, that's a wish beyond a star for sure. And guys, welcome in. Welcome to the program, Coach Emund Prichett, man. How you living, man? How things on your side of the planet?
Oh man, life is well. Life is well. Glad to be here. Thank y'all for having me.
Hey, man, hey, we appreciate you coming on, man. So yeah, as we spoke before we got on, we had a couple other coaches come on that won state championships, man. They gave us a lot about, themselves, and we're gonna just start off and get the crowd to get to know you, man. And I'm gonna ask a few questions, and Boogie ask a few questions, and we'll just keep it rolling. But first and foremost, where are you from? Are you originally from Texas? Or are you a Fort Worth native? Or give us what's your background?
Yeah, I am not originally from Texas. My dad was in the military, so I was born in Chicago. My whole family's in Chicago, with the exception of my immediate family, because, like I said, my dad was in the military. So we moved around a bunch. Moved around. We were in Maryland. We were in Kentucky. I actually had a couple years. I started school in Germany, so we've been around. I call myself a military brat. That's what we call ourselves on the base. So we got to Texas in seventh grade. Seventh grade. Actually, on our way to Texas, that's when the announcements about Magic Johnson having HIV, being HIV positive, came out. We were on the way there, and that happened. We got to Killeen Fort Hood. I grew up there, attended Killeen High School for 2 years, and then graduated from Killeen Ellison. Then, went to college, Cisco Junior College, out there in West Texas.
Yep. My daughter went there.
Oh, really? Oh, man. Cisco Junior College, man. Went out to Northeastern State in Oklahoma, played some basketball, Division II. Kind of got out of the basketball world, decided I wanted to just get my degree. Went to Tarleton State, eventually graduated from Tarleton State, and then went back to Killeen for a little bit. Started working for the city. A guy named Brett Williams took a chance on me, hired me as an athletic supervisor. I was running around from sports, man, baseball all night long. And then kind of got to know a lot of people, though. I really liked that path because I got to know a lot of people within the city, got to make connections, got to understand what I really wanted to do. I always wanted to coach. And then I worked my way up. And then after a while, I started saying, man, I got to teach and coach, and kind of broke into that teaching and coaching field.
So Killeen, man, so you chose to stay in Killeen and not go back to the big city, Chicago?
Oh no, well, I mean, I was born there. I stayed there I stayed in Chicago for 2 years. Just my whole family's there. I never really grew up there, so I mean, I really just came back home. My mom is still in Killeen, so I wanted to come back. I had to be around my mom, so I got back there and just hit the ground running once I got out of college.
Awesome. So you said your first coaching job. What grade was it? Grade level?
Actually, I coached the JV at Killeen Shoemaker High School. So I coached the
Okay.
JV. Started with freshmen, then kind of worked the JV. I ended up coaching the JV that first year, and then kind of became the varsity assistant JV coach, and just kind of worked my way up from there.
Okay, so you became head coach in Killeen?
Yes, my first head coaching job was actually a Killeen Shoemaker. I was an
Oh,
assistant for 4 years. Our head coach moved on, and I met the football coach, who's actually still my football coach, Shannon Hall. Then the job came open, and man, if I could tell y'all the story about how I almost didn't get the job. They were saying that they were going to open up the job because I didn't have any head coaching experience. So they interviewed
mm.
14 people. I can tell you, my wife, who's my ride or die, man, she was going to burn the building down. I'm glad Shoemaker still stayed. They interviewed 14 people. My football coach wanted me to get the job. He was like, man, hang around. Don't go out to TABC, man. Hang around. We're going to do these interviews, and then we'll come down here. I'll bring them down here. We'll do an informal interview. Came down, did an informal interview, and they were like, we're going to open the job up the next week. Next week, I got a chance to interview, and was lucky enough to get the job.
So your first year as a head coach for just the senior, the varsity squad, how was
Uh-huh.
that first year for your squad, man? What did you learn from them, and what did they learn from you?
Man, I learned just to be patient and and trust yourself. We had lost a lot of players from the year before, and we were kind of finding our team. We actually had a lot of football players on that squad. We started out the year we were doing okay, and we go into the break. We lose 2 district games right away to 2 crosstown rivals. So we start off district 0-2. I kept believing in myself, and I kept believing in the work. And we can actually come out here to Rockwall Heath, and we play Heath, and they were pretty good. And we started kind of jump trapping them a little bit and really, really getting after it. And I was like, man, this is what we're gonna do. And we end up rolling off 13 games in a row. And we get
Nice.
the last district game. Last district game. At that time, Harker Heights was ranked in the state. They probably had one of the better teams in the state. We beat them. We ended up beating them once. We had lost to them before. We beat them once. We get to the last district game. Rashard Owens plays at Carpets Cove. And man, we are in a tight game. We go to overtime. It's 3 seconds left. 3 seconds left. They throw it in on the side. I swear it was the longest 3 seconds of my life. He drives down the lane. Rashard Owens passes to him. They hit a layup at the buzzer, and we end up not winning the title right there off that right there. But I feel like that was all for preparing me for what the journey was going to be.
Gotcha. Bob, you want to add anything to those questions? Because man, that was beautiful.
Yeah, I got a few. Before we started the broadcast, I mentioned Hoop Fest. So, have any of the teams you coached, have you participated in Hoop Fest in Duncanville?
Yes, we've been in the Hoop Fest the last, I'm gonna say 3 years. The last 3 years we played in the Hoop Fest
Okay.
here at Mansfield Summit.
And I've seen players like Artero Morris come through at Hoop Fest and uh, Lake Highlands, Trey Johnson. Both
Mhm.
of them were lottery picks. Trey Johnson went to Washington. He's like the 6th pick. Morris had a little trouble in college. He hadn't got picked yet. And before that, I saw RJ Hampton and Cason Wallace and Ryan Griffin. So I probably have seen the Summit team and just not think about it. I've got all the programs. Like the first Hoop Fest I went to, Jalen Green was there and Cade Cunningham was there. And, teams, players can have a bad game. You
Mhm.
see one game, and I mean, but the reason I mention all those names is Hoop Fest in Duncanville. Of course, it's nationwide now. They're known for bringing in top 100 players. So, have you had the privilege of having like a top recruit?
I have not. And you mentioned one there, Arterio Morris. I feel like he's one of the better high school players I've ever seen play. I just like
Mm.
the game. Unfortunate some of the stuff that he's going through. Hopefully he gets past it because I really want to see him play at the next level. But we have not. I feel like you're striking a nerve with because we hadn't had the top 100 player. That's just not who we've been. That's just I hadn't really had the opportunity to coach the top 100 player. We've had some really, really good players that I wouldn't trade for the world, but we hadn't had a top 100 player. And I say at the Hoop Fest, we're probably buried in that back gym, And I always say, man, put the program on because I feel like we can compete with anybody. I mean, we want to play that top 100 player, and we want to test our defense against that guy and see if he's really ready for the smoke all the time. Because that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring the smoke the whole game. So we hadn't had the chance to play on the big stage. We played in the Hoop Fest, hadn't been able to get on the main court, but we've been there, and they do an awesome job. I don't want to take anything from them because they do an awesome job. Support, they do an awesome job of just putting it out there and marketing that deal. It's a big deal. Our kids want to play in it. I love playing in it, but we hadn't had the top 100 player to be able to get on that main stage.
Well, I'm glad you said that because you can have a superstar and they want to play hero ball,
Mm-hmm.
and the coaches I've seen succeed. His last name started with a C. He retired. He was with Plano. They had 4 or 5 guys that were 6'4". Their tallest guy was 6'5". They went up against Denton Geyer, which was in their division for the state division. And Denton Geyer, center was 6'10". Their forwards were 6'9" and 6'10". Their guards were 6'2" and 6'1". And
Mm.
they had blown out. They had really blown out Allen. And in the state tournament, they played stall ball. And they took 3 minutes off the clock before they took a first shot. They passed up layups. They hit 3-point. They almost lost the game at the end, the athleticism, but they completely neutralized them. 3 of those players for Geyer played for D1 schools, but the team, Allen went on to win the championship that year. And then a couple years ago, you had Richardson, a bunch of kids that played together since they were in 8th grade, and none of them were rated high, and they won state championships. So you don't, I always say a good coach can push you over the top, but a great coach can take talent and make them play a team. A team will beat a star individual every time.
Every time with me. You strike a nerves with me, Bob, because that Allen's group, that Allen team that you're talking about, I had just got to Summit, maybe my second year, and we weren't where we are now. So we didn't make the playoffs, and I went to Wilkinson Grimes and watched them in the regional tournament, and I watched them stall the ball. They did I watched them stall the ball. I mean, it was a strategy. They won the game, and they were getting a chance to play in the regional final. And I remember driving home, and I remember sitting in the seat, and I tell my kids this all the time. Like, man, I remember being like, I'm gonna be back here someday. I don't know how we're gonna get here, but we're gonna find a way. And I remember driving home, and I'm seeing them go to the hotel. I'm like, man, I can't wait to get back to the regional tournament. And
not only were the 4 guys 6'4", they were all good ball handlers. They didn't turn the ball over. I mean, you can go on a stall ball, but it takes one mistake and it's the other way. You get an athletic team, just a small crack, they can run on you. But they had 3-4 good ball handlers, and they had a couple good 3-point shooters.
Yeah,
so
I remember that Geyer team. I do.
Yeah. And then not this year, but the previous year, and I'm sure you played them. I was watching North Crowley play Allen, and they beat North Crowley. And the guy at the time was a sophomore. He's a junior now. I think he's a junior or going to be a senior. Anyhow, I'm like, number 22. I'm like, number 22. Turned out, I just watched him. He wasn't even a starting guard, but he was like, Allen would press him, and I'm like, he just didn't rattle. He could speed up, slow down, and like double teaming. He didn't rattle the kid. And I look for 2 things, because I've been watching NBA games for over 40 years. They got a quick first step, and do they have lateral quickness? Those are the 2 things that make a successful player. Not necessarily speed, but a good quick first step and good lateral quickness, because they can defend. And I'm sitting there, and number 22 is Isaac Hayes.
Yes.
So I'm sure you probably know his name. And North Crowley this year won the championship, but the year before they got knocked out. And like, okay, when you're a freshman or sophomore and you're starting for the varsity, I was fortunate to coach a kid named Trey Wooten, who played for Creekview. He was on our rec league team. And he started as a freshman for the varsity. This kid could hit it from the corner of at the middle school. It's a shorter gym, but he could hit a 3-pointer. It didn't matter. Me and the other coach could stand in front of him, and he'd hit 5 or 6 out of 10 from the corner of the half court. So I said all that to say this: when you're putting your team together, I played pickup. I didn't play much organized ball, but when I had next and the gym was emptying and people come up to me and say, "You got next?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'd watch the game. Personally, I would take speed over height every time. So, because I have a famous saying, several. It don't matter if you're 7 foot tall. If you can't get your feet there, then the height don't matter.
Right.
And I wasn't the fastest. I had a quick first step, but I would run somebody out of the gym because I wouldn't get tired to make their legs go. And I'd always say, legs go, shot go.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So are there attributes you look for? Like, I'm sure you look for players that play good together, like they may have to come off the bench, even though they may be your better player. Are there attributes or sayings that are like linchpins for you as a coach?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, and our mantra is tough. You'll see tough all over our stuff. I mean, of course, we want to play tough, but our we use it as an acronym, and it means through our unity, greatness happens.
Mm,
And my deal is like we want to be a team. We want to be the best team. I don't get excited about wins because we are more athletic or we're better. We want to outwork you. We want to be more disciplined. Those are the things I feel like translate. And I never start my 5 best players. I mean, it just doesn't happen because you need something off the bench and you need to put the team together. I mean, I
mm.
always say height is measured by your heart. I mean, height is not measured by how tall you are. It's measured by your heart. I mean, we'll have a 5'9" guy guarding in the post. I'm gonna teach him how to guard the post because I'm 5'9" and I mean, like I want somebody to try to post me up because I'm gonna use my technique to beat them. So I teach our kids to guard anybody, and we got 5'9" guys that can guard the post better than a 6'5" guy, just because.
You sound like you're right up my alley. I'm just barely 6 foot. There used to be, but my nickname was the Gnat
Oh
because
yeah,
you
that's what you
couldn't
got to
kill
do.
me. You couldn't swipe me away, and I'd guard a guy 6'4", 6'5", because I had good footwork. I played hockey, organized hockey as a kid, but I had good footwork.
Mm-hmm.
And then when, you play some one-on-one, I had this one guy, he's 6'4", he could block everything, but he couldn't get to my shot. He's like, I know where you're gonna shoot. He goes, but I can't get to your shot. And I'm like, well, it's called, wasn't just a fadeaway, but I had a nice high arc. Like I, I had guys that could jump higher than me, but if I jump before them, you neutralize their athleticism because you're in the air before them. Uh,
Yeah, that's what you want to do defensively or blocking out. Let's take away their athleticism. Take it away. Let's make this a mind game, a discipline game, a work. Who's going to work the hardest?
yeah, play with this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Always.
Coach Mike and I believe in two things. Kids should have fun, and life lessons is another through sports. But one thing we drilled into our players was a pass beats a dribble every time.
Every single time. Throw it up the
So,
floor.
so what kinds of like schemes or practice drills do you get so that your players are used to passing it?
Oh, we do a lot of transition drills and we do a lot of 4-on-2 disadvantage drills, just trying to get kids to make decisions. All we get credit for our defense. I mean, and we're really good defensively as a team. Well, offensively, I feel like we're just as good. We just don't get credit for it. In transition, we want to get a lot of buckets in transition, pitching the ball ahead. Our kids share the ball really, really well. We get a lot of compliments just talking about how we play the game because we don't have that one guy. Like we have a lot of guys. We might have one guy averaging 12, but we're gonna have 4 or 5 guys averaging between 6 and 9. So you can't prepare for us by saying, okay, we're gonna stop this guy. When you stop that guy, somebody else is gonna hit you for 20 points. So we pride ourselves in being able to throw a plethora of kids out there that can all shoot, all can dribble, and all want to pass the ball and are gonna play hard defensively.
So that's a good question I needed to ask you too as well. I mean, like I know it's like with me and Bob when we coached, and I mean, coaching. I used to love coaching, and I could tell you my whole story, but I have to tell you off the air because I don't want to take up all your time. But having a squad, what were some of the challenges that you face getting these players to buy into your program? Because I know it was not easy. You know what I mean? Like in the beginning, because sometimes players be like, how did they trust that what you were telling them was correct, and how did they buy into that program?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough. I mean, I feel like that's the biggest challenge as a coach is first you got to believe in yourself and then get other people to believe in it. I thought that was some of my challenges early in my career when I first got to Summit, just getting those guys to buy in. I mean, defensively, I mean, really, I want you to work as hard as you can every time out. The guys that I feel like have been successful, they take every drill serious. They compete in every single drill. So that's my job to try to get your son or the parent's son to work as hard as they can to start off with. I don't really want to know what you can do or how good you are in basketball until you show me that you're going to work as hard as you can and you're able to listen to coaches and you're able to buy into a team. So we start that early as freshmen. Uh, my assistant who's been with me for a while, Coach Borte, usually he takes care of my freshmen. He's kind of moved on to kind of being right next to me with the varsity, but he would take care of my freshmen, and he knew he coached them just like they were the varsity. And
Mm.
you're not getting to the midline. You're not working as hard as you can, getting your head over the ball, trying to guard the ball. You're gonna sit down. You don't care how good you are. You're gonna sit down. So having kids buy into, especially now, buying into team play. Everybody wants to average 20 points. Like, well, I don't want to average 20 points on a losing team. Let me average 10 on a winning team. I say shared sacrifice equals shared success. Once
Mhm.
you can able to get your best player to sacrifice some of their game and share the ball with other people and defend, go all out defensively, then you can take your program to another level. So my best player is probably going to be our hardest working player when you walk into the gym. Like everybody's going to be working, but that best player is probably going to outwork him because I tell him, if you're a dude, you're going to be a dude all the time. And I've been fortunate enough to have guys who have bought into that and they're dudes all the time. So I think it starts with your best player. It starts when they're, I don't want to say young and dumb, but when it's early, when they're going to trust you. Once they get to be juniors and seniors and there's a little pushback and parents start
Yeah.
worrying about their recruitment and all that, I'm like, man, this is the right way to play basketball, and people aren't going to tell you that you're playing too hard. They're just not
So
going
the
to tell you.
summer, like the summer for you guys, how'd that look?
It's a lot of lifting weights. We kind of build a family here with strength and conditioning with all the other sports. It's a lot of hard work. I mean, I know AAU is going on, so we'll come in, we'll get our hour of skills. I mean, just depending on who we got. Last year was a lot of playing because I feel like our kids need to play. This year, I know it'll be a lot of skill work because I feel like we need to build some skill up in a lot of
Mhm.
our players, just trying to get them figured out as we march on to the next school year.
And this question is kind of off topic as far as, but it's still on topic. Can you compare what the United States does as far as training their kids versus what they're doing in Europe? Do you see any differences? Because we talked about this before on this podcast, but I want to hear what you have to say about what are the differences that you see with how we treat our kids as far as basketball wise, bringing them up in the game versus
Mhm.
what they're doing in Europe.
Well, in Europe, I feel like they are really focusing in on the fundamentals. What I see now is a lot of kids that they go and learn all these advanced moves, but they can't dribble straight hard as they can with their left hand or hard as they can with their right hand. So everybody can do a step back jumper, but they don't have the basic fundamentals. Or to me, the least trained skill is passing the ball. Like
Mm,
so, they can go score, but they can't pass the ball. I'm like, what happens when you go and you're not the scorer? You're not the
mm.
person who needs to put the ball in the hole. What can you play in multiple roles? And that's something that we like to teach our kids, man. Playing wherever you go, when you go to college as a freshman, you need to find a way to get on that floor. It ain't gonna be scoring most of the time. So I feel like
Mhm.
in Europe, they are really honing in on the fundamentals. They're not instant success. They are just working and working and getting better. Whereas here we're playing 1,000 games in the summertime, meaningless games, and you're playing against people who a lot of times high school kids are playing against people who don't even make the team in high school, and they are feeling like they're successful because they're scoring a lot of points. Well, I tell them, I
Mm.
say, if your AAU coach is not winning games or not winning tournaments, he's going to go put you in another tournament. Like their job is to try to win and keep you around so you can pay them. We can't do that in high school. They set our districts, and we're trying to play for a state championship. So in the preseason, we're going to try to play the best people. So we're prepared when it comes time for the playoffs. So I feel like it needs to be more practice and less games, in my mind.
No, I agree with that. That's what they're doing in Europe. But Boogie Bob.
Yeah. Uh, this is kind of more along the lines of what Mike just asked about what were the challenges uh, getting the players to buy in. I'm going to mention four things, and then you can comment or just agree or uh, the first one is uh, and like I said, I played hockey. Hustle, giving 100% during practice. What would you agree with that or
I definitely agree. I mean, that's I mean, you got to go all out in practice. I mean, especially at the high school level. I mean, you're practicing more than you're playing. I mean, I love our practices. I mean, I love them. Our kids are getting after it all the time. I mean, it's exciting. You got as a coach, you got to make it fun. You know, it can't just always be a drag, a beat down. So you got to make it fun for them. And I mean, I went from doing a lot of drills to making the drills more live play because that's the mindset of the kid now. So I have to address my drills, but it has to be fun, and kids got to work your butt off in practice. I don't control your playing time. What you do in practice controls your playing time. I'm not putting the person in the game. I'm putting more hustle or blocking out or going rebound. I'm putting that in the game. It's your job to build the trust of the coach.
Mm.
Yeah, so hustle was always important to me.
Yes.
When I played hockey, if we didn't hustle in practice, we didn't get to play.
You don't get
In a rec league, you can't necessarily bench a player for this. The second one, uh, not going full speed or game speed during practice. They used to drive me crazy. I was like, we're going to go at game speed. And, you know, I don't run near as fast as I used to, but I could jog faster. If we did a sprinting drill from line to line and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, if the best player was the last guy on there, I'm like, hey, the last guy took more than 10 seconds. Y'all got to do it again. And they would start saying, uh, well, I ran that fast. And I'm like, are you part of the team? Yeah. Okay, well, then you need to get on your teammate and build in teammate accountability. But I was always yelling game speed, whatever drill we're doing, do it game speed. Do you believe in
oh,
that as well?
oh yeah, for sure. You got to go game speed. I mean, everything we do, I tell them we're gonna do it fast because we're gonna try to play fast. I mean, you can't get to the game and then all of a sudden you want to play hard or you want to try to go game speed. It just doesn't work like that. So you definitely got to go game speed and that best player. Well, I tell kids about personal mastery, trying to achieve your personal best. So kids say, "Well, you got favorites." No, well, if you have the ability to uh, make 100 an A in the class, and then I'm gonna hold you to that standard. Some kid only has the ability to make a C in that class. I'm gonna hold
Mm.
them to that standard. I mean, it's just you got to be working to do your best, not trying to race your teammate or say, okay, well, I if you're the fastest and you can beat him every time. You know, I mean, if you're good enough to go by your man every time, then go by that guy every single time. I mean,
Thanks.
that's personal mastery. That's being your best.
Well, it showed leadership, but that was one of my mantras too, is give me your 100%. Even if
Yeah.
your 100% is not as good, give me your 100%. Uh,
Yes.
the third one, uh, has to do with, you know, with rec league, you get breaks and water. I don't know if y'all have much time for breaks and water. Uh, but you have those players that want to take shots during a break, and that would drive me crazy. Like they just want to shoot it up. And I'm like, if you got enough energy to shoot it during the break, then we're running sprints afterwards. I'm like, a
Uh,
break is for break. It ain't for you to jack up 10 or 15 threes so you can get out. You just dogged it and gave half effort, you know, in the last drill, and now you want to go around shooting it. No, that don't cut it with me.
there are no balls during the break. It's funny thing because I just told my son that we were training the other day with him and another kid. And I am like, we're doing something. It's kind of like we're downtime. And he takes shots. If you take another shot, me and you're gonna have a problem. But a funny story. When I first got here to Summit, my football coach's kids were here. One of them was a sophomore, so he had played before. The other one was a freshman. So the sophomore, we're practicing, and we're taking a break, and he goes up and shoots a layup. And I stopped and said, "Who told you to shoot that? Now, who told you to shoot the ball? What did coach say? Do coach said get water?" And he
Mm.
shoots the ball. He looks at me like, "What?" You know, I know the kids. There was just a change in the kids. Like, oh, coach is not playing with us. Like, yeah, because that's not what we're doing. Like, if
Hmm.
coach say go get water, or relax and wait and see what's going on. But taking shots, I can't have balls just flying all around the gym all the time. I can't. I need order. You know, I don't know if it's the military mind and how I grew up, but I need order. We can't just
Yeah,
be all
I totally agree. It shows respect to the coach,
Mhm.
and it also shows that they're willing to be disciplined and have discipline. The last
Yeah.
one on this, that as far as play, uh, if we were given instructions, me or the other coach, you know, teenagers and kids, they love to talk. You know, they like to cut up and joke. And that would drive me crazy. I'm like, if Johnny's talking to Adam over there, then we're running sprints. We're trying to teach you something, and if you're going to be talking, we're running sprints. They're like, yeah, but I wasn't talking. I'm like, well, then keep your teammates in line.
Oh yeah, there's if coach is talking, there should not be any talking. I mean, if the adult is talking, there should be any talking. I mean, really, if anybody is talking and they have the floor, you should be listening. I mean, but that's definitely a no-go for us, and they know. You know, I mean, we're just not doing that. I guess I'm old school parent. I guess I don't know. You just can't talk while coach is talking. We're not doing that at all. Well, you're not. If you're on the sideline and you're talking, that's the issue. Because to me, you should be watching practice. I feel like you learn more about basketball by watching it. The most I've ever learned about basketball, I sat on the bench the whole year. The most I've ever learned, you know. But I was observing, and I wanted to be around the coach, and I wanted to see the game. And so what I decided to do, I said, I'm just going to coach the game in my mind. So, you know, I wasn't playing, so I coached the game. And I feel like it really helped me in my basketball career and made me a better player, maybe a better player, maybe a better coach, and also made me a better person.
You know, it's
Yeah,
crazy you guys mentioned the talking for sure. And I was the same way as a coach. I didn't like talking, and number one thing that got me was the kids were bouncing balls while I was talking.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
sure. Like what are we doing?
yeah. But, you know, during a game, you want them talking to each other, and sometimes they're not paying attention. And as an assistant, I would always like you be watching the ball, like you clean up this mess. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, I'll give you one drill. We it didn't matter what it was, layups or whatever. But the other coach, he would count how many. Like, hey, you got to do 50 of these in 3 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and he would count for them. And I said, why are you accounting? I said, make them count.
Yes.
And he's like, why? I said, because in a game, I've got a loud voice that carries, but in that gym, even though there's only maybe 50 parents and what have you, they're not going to hear you. They're into the game. I said, make them count so that they talk on the court. For you as a coach, how important is it to have the players talking to each other when they're on the court in a game?
Well, I feel like you've been at practice, man. I mean, just the way I talked about it. I mean, our deal is when coach said something, everybody echoes it. And the reason that's from day one, and the reason why, because we always plan or practice to play in a state championship game. And when you're playing in that game, the coach is almost obsolete because you can't hear them. You'll just hear the people that's on the court. And I got on our guys today about coach saying something because I don't do a whistle at practice. I stopped doing a whistle at practice because in my mind, you should know your coach's voice. I told him the same way, like when back in the day, my mama couldn't call me on a cell phone and tell me it's time to come home because we didn't have cell phones. So she'll walk out in that front, she'll call my name, and I might be 2-3 blocks away. I hear my mama calling because if I didn't come home, it's a problem.
Yeah.
So to me, if it's important to you, you'll hear coach's voice. And I always tell guys, coach is going to say something. If I yell out a drill, everybody in the gym echoes the drill. If the guy over there doesn't know what he's doing and he don't understand what drill was called, that's a team problem because everybody should have echoed what the coach said. And I'm not about to scream it out loud. I'm about to yell it. And the people next to me, everybody should just yell it down. When you hear it, you yell it. So it's all about echoing each other. So we're prepared to play in that state championship game.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily yell at the kids. I just blow my whistle or make them one. You know, after a practice or two, and they have to do an extra wind sprint or two. But you know, playing pickup ball, I learned that from saying like screen, 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 help, help, help. You know, and if they're not talking to each other during practice or a drill, then in a game you don't get that, and that's why I forced them to start counting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they should be doing everything. The coaches is kind of there to oversee and make sure things go well. But definitely make them count, make them do everything, make them communicate with each other. We do a drill right before we go in, a 5-star passing, and we make them communicate. We say, you're in this gym right here. We're about to start this game. Like, hear your teammate's voice. So it's important that they have to communicate with each other. We want to hear everybody talking. If you're too cool to talk, then you're going to be too cool to block out, and you're going to be too cool to go get that tough rebound or get down and defend. So you probably can't help us.
Yeah.
So
I would love to see one of your
last
practices,
question?
man. I think you have some. I definitely think you would have some very good practices. I would love to come and see it one day.
Oh man, you're welcome anytime, man. We got 2,200 seats in the gym. You pull up anyone you want, or you can stand on the court.
Already.
So one last one. What are your pet peeves as the coach when the players don't do it?
You know, I'm not a big fan of getting on the line and running. You know, like we don't get on the line and run a bunch. Now, if they do something, they continue to do it, then we'll get on the line and run. We like conditioning through practice. Like we usually don't get on the line and run unless they are continuously doing stuff that I'm asking them not to do. Then we'll on the line. But I usually don't have to get there. Like I hadn't had to get there in the last couple of years because they know that coach will go there, but they don't really want me to go there. Because if I feel like I'm wasting my time if I put you on the line and have to run sprints. So people would always say, y'all don't run sprints. How do y'all get in shape? I'm like, because you practice hard. Like you practice hard as you can, and kids get in shape through practice. Like I want to condition you with a ball. So everything we're doing is full speed and it's on the go. You're gonna get some water, but you got to get right back, and we're back going full speed. If I got to get you on that line, it is wasting my time and it won't be pretty.
Nice. All right, so here's our next question, and we typically have 4 questions, and we already talked some earlier. We got some bonus questions at the end because me and you discussed Coach Pritchard. But anyway, winning the state title, what propelled the team to get to that? I mean, can you kind of go through game 1, game 2, game 3 until you get to the state title? What was game 1 like, and then just kind of go through that whole process and what was the focus that these kids had, and then what were your focus as well?
Well, the good thing is that as our kids had a really good focus going into game 1. Last year when we won it, I feel like the first game we really weren't focused. We kind of took the team lightly. This year, I thought the kids were more focused. They were locked in. They didn't care about what was the other team's record and how many points they scored. We just showed up and did what we had to do. Now this group right here, they joked around way more than I ever would allow. But they were so close. Like they were together, they were so close. I mean, this is probably my closest team that I had, where you didn't have seniors not talking to juniors and stuff like that. And we had freshmen on the team. I mean, they all kind of bonded and joked a lot. So game 1 was a focus game. It was a game, it was a winnable game. If we came out and played hard, I thought we got there and took care of business and really guarded them and made it tough for them. I mean, we just played the whole way. Game 2 was who we played. Game 2 was a tough game against Saginaw. We started out hot, playing fast, playing hard. They kind of made a run, but our kids never wavered. I mean, it was all about. I mean, I just didn't see kids taking bad shots, and that was exciting to me in the first 2 rounds. I didn't see anybody going for self. You know, you get in the playoffs, and sometimes you get seniors that go for self, or you get people who parents got them on another agenda. And I didn't see it. I didn't see it. And I was really excited, but I thought it was a good win for us because it was us getting to the regional tournament again for the 6th year in a row. It was a big time game for us. Game 3, we had to go out west. We went out west to I don't even know. We went to Midland. Had to play one of El Paso's teams. El Paso, and they were. I mean, they were good. I mean, and they had athletes. They were 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". They shot the ball well. They played hard. I thought we jumped on them. We had a really good start. Kind of, they didn't really know what hit them, and then we just kind of held on a little bit. We did some uncharacteristic things in that game. I mean, I was like, what are we doing? Are we trying to lose the game? But we ended up pulling it out. Ended up finishing strong. Then had to go to El Paso again. When we had to go to, we went to, I don't even know, it started with L, La Mesa, I think, and we ended up playing El Paso Burgess, who was. I mean, you look at them on film and you think like they're not great. They didn't have any players that were great, but man, they ran their offense. They played well. They passed the ball well. They knew what they were trying to get. You know, they cared about each other, and they hadn't been there. And if I'm not mistaken, no El Paso team has made the state. So if they advance, they make El Paso history. So, you know, they played well. I thought we played really well. I thought our game plan was really good. I thought our kids really executed the game plan. My assistant coach always says, like, man, that was probably one of our better games. And people think like y'all supposed to kill them. Like, no, that team was really good. That team was really good. Then in the 5th round, I think we played Lovejoy. I hope I'm not forgetting, but we played Lovejoy. Really good shooters, really good shooters. Coach Washington does an excellent job when he was at McKinney. He did an excellent job. This group was well coached. They shot the ball really well. They played for each other. I mean, it was one of those teams that will sneak up on you. They moved the ball well. We started out good, started out really, really good. They make a run. It's a 2-point game at halftime. And I thought in the second half, we just came in and we locked down on defense in the second half. I mean, I don't know what I said to them at halftime. I'm pretty sure it was something really, really nice. And those guys came in and just performed in the second half.
So let
I
me
thought,
ask you a question on your defense. What kind of defense you typically run? You your zone or your man to man?
oh no, we're man to man full court, man to man full
Nice.
court. We're gonna test us versus you. I mean, we're gonna try to stay in front of you. We're gonna make you work a little bit, and we're gonna try to keep you out of the lane.
What about when they switch? Like how do you guys switch? They call out the switch or
Oh yeah, they're calling it out. Yeah, we're calling out switches. I mean, definitely. I think last year's state championship team. I think that was a big difference for us. We didn't start switching into the playoffs. Usually, I wasn't a big component of switching. I'm like, man, get through. Last year, I was like, man, we're gonna start switching these screens, and we
mm,
worked on communicating. And our guys switched, and I thought we took some teams out that were really, really good offensively, and I was like, man, our defense was really good that night. So we started switching. We've been doing it all year, and our guys switched really well. I thought that would hurt Lovejoy a little bit, us switching and staying on their shooters and being there. And our ability to rebound was phenomenal. Just because I mean, our tallest guy was we had a 6'5" freshman, but he's more of a perimeter player. He rebounded. He really grew up this year. Rebounded really well. But other than that, our other guys, 6'3", my son. I mean, we had 6'3", 6'1", 6 foot, and our guys really blocked out and rebounded the ball really, really well. So I was excited about that. I felt like that's what hurt Lovejoy. They started missing threes. We talked about those legs. Once we started running those dead legs, they started missing shots, and we started getting rebounds and started running. And when shots stopped going in, people stopped defending like they're capable of. And I feel like
you
that's kind of
said
That's why I love teams that press, whether it's a diamond press or 2-2-1 press or a 1-2-2 press or even just a single man press.
mm-hmm,
Is it wears that other team out. And when their legs go, like I said earlier, their shot go, they start hitting the front of the rim, which
mm-hmm.
leaves the rebound for you to get out and run. And if your team's ready to run and in shape, the other team's their tongues are gonna be dragging on a free throw. They got their hands on their knees and they're like huffing and puffing. And
That's our game plan. Don't tell
I
anybody.
love it.
That's our
so.
game.
Coach Edmond, back to like the fifth round. When you got to that fifth round, what was I mean, kind of complete that for me because I was getting into that story.
Yeah, it was. I mean, again, it was a great game. I felt like our man, our fans, our football team, and our students, man, they showed up. We played them at SMU. It was a great venue.
Nice.
It was a great venue. It was a great opportunity, great experience for our kids, and our
I can
fans were
imagine.
phenomenal, man. I'm telling you, like, man, they had the house rocking. And our kids performed. I felt like they really fed off the crowd. And just being in that gym, I think our kids are gonna remember that for a very long time. So we ended up beating Lovejoy maybe by 15 or something like or so to advance to the championship game. And it was a good feeling because I mean a lot of people doubted us early in the year, didn't think that we could
Mm.
get back to the championship game, and people were hoping we lose. Things like that. I don't know why, because I mean, all we do is show up and work hard every single day, but we had a lot of people that just didn't want us to succeed. So winning that game was a joy for our whole program.
And then I went down to San Antonio as well.
Went down to San Antonio, probably. I mean, just playing United. I know Coach Green. I mean, really, really good coach. I actually, before I started coaching, I went to go watch Coach Green's North Shore team win state, and
Hmm.
I was telling my boss at the
Is
time,
that the
like,
same North Shore that beat Duncanville in football that one year?
yeah, same North Shore. Yep, North Shore. Yep, he won at North Shore. He had a kid that went to UT. Man, they pressed the dog crap out of you. Just man, just 94 feet. They're jump trapping. They were everywhere. And I told my boss, I was at the time, I was like, man, when I started coaching, that's how I want my teams to play. And I told
Mm.
Coach Green that I knew United would be tough. Man, they had two guards that were ultra quick, one of them could just score the ball. I mean, I think he'll be one of the better players in the next class next year. Then they had a 6'9" kid. They had a 6'7" kid coming off the bench. So
Dang.
it was definitely a team to worry about. But I mean, in a 1-game set for all the marbles, I'm taking us. I'm taking us just because I know the type of energy we're gonna bring, and you're gonna have to beat us. We're not gonna beat ourselves. You're gonna have to beat us, and it came out. I mean, our kids performed. Our kids jumped on top of them, and they struggled to score, and they struggled to handle the thing that what we do. I mean, we were playing hard the whole way. I don't think they've seen that. I don't think a lot of teams have seen that where every kid comes in and plays as hard as they can and cares about his teammate. Just because
What was the halftime score?
halftime might have been maybe 26-19, maybe. It was low. It was low. I mean, I think we scored 3 in the second quarter. They made us score 2 in the second quarter. So it was a low scoring game.
So going into halftime, what was your speech to the kids when you was talking to them?
I just knew we had to keep rebounding. I knew we had to keep rebounding. We had to keep keeping people in front. And really it was about, 16 minutes. I mean, if you give all you got for 16 minutes, then when we come back in this locker room, you're gonna be happy. Like, don't come back to this locker room with regrets. And our man, I don't want to be like for sure, but I mean, I knew our kids were going to perform. I mean, I feel like we prepared for it all year. And again, like I told you about people doubting us, our kids had that chip on their shoulder, and it was like, we're here now. Like, we're in San Antonio again. I mean, our kids were focused. I mean, they're still same joking selves the night before, but once Coach said lock in, man, they locked in and brought it home for us.
All right, so lifting up that trophy at the end, how did that feel for you?
Man, it felt great. I mean, the year before I said, man, we come back here again, I'm liable to cry. I didn't, but I mean, it was an emotional time. I was just so happy for our kids, man, because so many people doubted them. I'm really not a person to be worried about myself. I always feel like, whatever it is, I'm gonna make it through. I mean, I'm a military brat. I feel like you can drop me anywhere, I can survive anywhere. So I really don't worry about myself. I was really happy for our kids. I mean, because people, just doubted them or didn't feel like they were good enough, and to go show up and perform like that in San Antonio. But we had kids that didn't even touch the floor the year before. And then now it's their first time touching the floor. And they're looking like they've been out there playing the state championships their whole career. I was excited about that and excited for our program and our community because, I mean, our kids, like I told you, they work hard every single day. They are champions in the classroom. So I'm just excited the fact that the state of Texas get to see them as champions. They're champions to me every single day.
So last question on this topic too as well. Your parents, and brothers and sisters, family members, how did they feel about you winning that state title, man? I know it had to have been a thrill for them.
Oh, they definitely. I mean, they're excited. They kind of know the journey I've been through. Unfortunately, my mom wasn't able to be at the second game because she was had to bury her sister that morning.
Oh man,
But
condolences.
my family was there watching. My brother's there, and my dad was there. Well, both of all of my siblings were there just to watch it. I mean, they know just the journey from last year to this year. With a lot of kids leaving and kind of saying going for greener pastures. And just being able to still say that we're champions because I mean, like I said, a lot of people didn't think that we could do it. I mean, we were ranked 20 to start the year off, and it was kind of disrespectful. Like, man, hey, we might not have players, but we got a program, and hopefully people start recognizing how powerful programs are in the state of Texas, because there are a lot of them that are really, really good in the state of Texas. And whether they win a ring or not, there's a lot of good programs that should stay respected.
Bob, you have anything you want to add to this?
I've really enjoyed listening. I know I talked a little bit earlier. I like Coach Mike. I would like to attend the practice sometimes. When you mentioned Magic Johnson in '91, I Mike wrote a piece and asked me for my input. It's out there, and Mike can give the login. But I've been watching basketball since Indiana in the '76. Undefeated Hoosiers winning the NCAA tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching since when the NBA Finals wasn't even on TV. You know, I was a Sixer fan, and I've been a Maverick fan ever since. I was a Sixer fan because of Dr. J, but uh, really glad. I like what you said about a program. The only other thing I would say is it sounds like you're leaving, aside from the championship, you're leaving a legacy behind that others can follow and continue that same path. Uh,
Mhm. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, anytime I was always told that, you know, when you take a job, you want to try to be great in that job, and you want to be able to somebody who comes from your background is able to assume that job when you leave it, because you leave a lasting legacy. And that's always my approach. I mean, I don't like doing stuff half speed. I want to go full speed at whatever it is I do. You know, and coaching is something that I enjoy, something I love doing. And I just want to make sure that we put better citizens, I mean, good citizens out in the community. I tell parents I can't turn to LeBron James, but I guarantee that they'll be a better man when they leave out of this high school, if they're here.
and you just spoke to something Mike and I believe in. Because rec league, yeah, once they hit 15, they can't play in the rec league. They can only play for high school. But when they graduate as seniors and you go to one of the parties where they have multiple kids, I had kids that hadn't seen me in 3 years come up to me and say, "Hey, coach, I got a scholarship here. Hey, coach, I'm doing this here." And I don't have any kids of my own, but it felt like they were my kids. And for me, that was the biggest joy, is helping them learn to be a man, and giving them a semblance, somebody that cared, that would push them, but they would learn life lessons that
Yeah, for
that
real.
would carry them through job adversity, you know, marriage, divorce, and that's that's what I use sports as a platform. But I'll leave you with this, is something my boss used to tell me. To me, it sounds like the way you have your team is you get everybody in the foxhole and they fight for each other in the foxhole, no matter how big the enemy is. They're all in the same foxhole together.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what it's about. Everybody going in the same direction. Everybody cared about each other. And I mean, if you're a star, you'll be a star no matter what. Everybody sees stars. I mean, I think all of us, everybody has a role. I mean, even our managers. I mean, we treat them like they're players. I mean, they got the same expectations. We care about them like we treat like our players. I mean, we just want to make sure everybody has a role and understand that their role is important. Because when you go to a job, whether you own your own business or not, everybody's going to have a role. And if people aren't doing their role, then it's making your job harder, and it's usually ends up not being successful if everybody's not doing their role. So it's important that you play your role.
Yeah. So our last topic, and well, not the quite well, we got a bonus topic after this, but our
I got
last topic, man, yeah. So I'm gonna name off a couple teams, and I want you to you can answer after I name off teams. So we
you.
have North Crowley, Little M, Frisco Heritage, Mansfield Summit, Dallas Kimball, Dallas Cotter, Dallas Madison, all here in North Texas, basically in the Dallas DFW area. When you heard that all these teams won state titles in this area, what was that feeling like, and what does that say about us here in North Texas?
It's a lot of good basketball. It's a lot of good basketball, a lot of good coaches, a lot of good programs, a lot of good communities that support. Because I mean, you can't win state without support. I mean, it's traditionally it's been really good, and a lot of those schools are. I mean, you can uh, catch an Uber for less than $10 to get to them. If you're at one
Yeah,
of them, so they're all close. I mean, it's just good basketball. I mean, and having the opportunity to compete against those guys is exciting. I mean, like if you want to feel like your team is good enough to compete for a state championship, and you want to get your program there, you got to get up here to the DFW and play some games. I mean, when I was in Killeen, I mean, we were driving up here on a Tuesday because I'm looking for competition, just trying to make sure my teams are prepared when it comes to the playoffs. So I would say if you're in the state of Texas, no matter where you are, you need to get to the DFW to see this type of basketball and these type of players and these type of programs and these type of coaches. just to prepare your team to be going out to San Antonio, because a lot of Dallas schools are making it down there, and have been fortunate enough to win.
The most surprising to me was North Crowley, man. I mean, because they've always been pretty decent, but to win it, man, I was like, what? North Crowley? That was amazing. That guard, man, like you mentioned
Yeah,
earlier.
Isaac Hayes, I mean, he's been really good for a long time. Here in Mansfield, my son's a junior. So when they were 8th grade, Crowley was in our district, and everybody talked about Isaac Hayes, Isaac Hayes. So I got to see him in middle school. I mean, he was really, really good in middle school, had great body control in middle school. I mean, he's a really good guard and cares about basketball. I mean, I don't think what people see is that the work he puts in. So I feel like he's been good at basketball, but to sustain how good he is in basketball, to me, is talks about his work and his dedication to the game of basketball. North Crowley was, I mean, they were really good. I mean, they were really good. We played them in a preseason game. I mean, they were very talented. So I wasn't really surprised to see them down there. But I mean, you could be talented. It's still hard to win it. It is very hard to be able to go down there and win it. So I'm excited for them and Coach Brackle and my former assistant, Coach Purvis, is down there with North Crowley.
Nice.
So excited for them.
So did you get a chance to meet the Smith brothers, Nick and his brother who coached for Madison? Have you met them yet?
Actually, we've never met. I mean, I know who Coach Smith and Kimball is, but we've never met. Just, I mean, we just never crossed paths.
Yeah, that's the one I was telling you about. The conversation we had with him was pretty dope.
Yeah,
Good
well,
coaches.
I saw like 30 minutes of his interview. I just didn't get the chance to finish it.
Gotcha. But Boogie, you got anything you want to add till we go on to our bonus topic?
Uh, Congratulations.
Yeah,
Uh,
congratulations, man.
Thank you.
that is an accomplishment, and thank you very much for coming on the show and sharing your time with us. And we'll have to, if I don't see you in practice, then maybe I'll see you at Hoop Fest. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I've seen a lot of these kids as a freshman and sophomore. They look great, but they don't continue to put in the work. And I'll take a less talented guy that plays with his mind but works hard and continues to get better over an uber talented guy that just rests on his laurels.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh,
eventually, I told my best player, I said, eventually, I said, you're fast and you're faster than everybody in the rec league. I said, but eventually, talent's going to be equal. And if a coach's work is just winning games based on talent, yeah, you're going to win a lot of games. But eventually, whatever level, whether it's middle school, high school, D1, D2, college, pros, eventually talent is neutralized. And that's true in any sport. So the mental toughness is what separates the guy who's got just as much talent as you do. When you outthink, outsmart, and outwork him, then that's always a winning formula.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely appreciate y'all having us. We got a kid who's, I mean, I know you're Dallas all the way through. We got a kid from our program that kind of helped us to start establishing ourselves. They
Hmm.
just signed with SMU. David Terrell was at UNT. Now he's going to SMU. So you'll get to see, to me, what we're about. I mean, he's one of those kids that came through our program, and I could say before he got to our program, he's one of those kids that just competed in every drill and worked hard. So excited for him. So you Dallas natives, go ahead and cheer him on at SMU. Hopefully he's going to do big things.
Hey, we gonna turn him on.
Yeah, UNT is just right up the road for me. I'm like 12 miles from Denton.
Yeah, he played at UNT last year. And now he went to the portal. Now he's going to SMU. Just committed today.
All right, guys. So the bonus questions. We're gonna talk about something me and Bob talked about earlier. He wanted to talk about, but me and Coach Pritch already talked about it. So we're gonna start with the NBA playoffs. I want to talk about the East, and then we'll switch over to the West. Coach,
Mhm.
you got Boston facing off with the Sixers, the Knicks facing off against Atlanta, Orlando facing off against Detroit. Kate Cunningham is playing out of his mind, and Cleveland facing off against Toronto. Let's look at the Boston and the Sixers matchup, and they're tied 1-1. Max has been killing it, man. Have you had an opportunity to see it? And what are your thoughts? Who do you think's coming out of this series? I'm pretty sure I know your answer, but I want to hear what you
Yeah.
got to say.
I watched a little bit of it. I like Maxey. I seen Maxey drop 50 in the state tournament game. So I've always
Dang.
liked him. That kid can play. Always could play. But
He
I
humble.
mean,
He real humble.
yeah. But Boston is Boston, and it's gonna be tough to beat Boston. And
Okay, so
I mean, I'm definitely gonna take Boston out of there. I mean, it's gonna be hard to beat them.
okay, we're moving over to New York versus Atlanta. Who do you got winning out? Because Atlanta is leading it 2-1. They've been a surprise, and New York is just not doing well with Karl Anthony Towns for whatever reason.
Yeah, like I told you, I don't really start watching NBA basketball to the playoffs. Man, Atlanta's surprising. You know, Atlanta is surprising, but CJ McCollum is. I mean, he can put up numbers real quick, and he's starting to do that. New York, I like them, but I just, I mean, I don't want to feel like I'm talking about. I just feel like they got to move the ball a little bit more. I feel like
Mm,
it gets stuck, and then when it gets stuck, and if the person whose hand is stuck in, if he ain't making shots, then kind of struggle a little bit. And Karl Anthony Towns is more of a move the ball, maybe knock down a shot as opposed to going to go offensive rebound. But if he goes to offensive rebound, if he just decides to rebound, nobody. I mean, Atlanta's gonna be hard for Atlanta to beat New York if Karl Anthony
think so?
Towns rebound. Yeah,
If he starts playing, yeah,
yeah,
I agree with
yeah,
you.
yeah. He has to go get it. He has to go rebound. I mean, that's the big deal.
Surprisingly, Orlando went to Detroit and won one. So now
Yeah,
they're
I
going back to
saw that game.
Orlando.
I saw that one. I mean, I like Detroit. That's my 2K team when I play my son. I like going with Kate Cunningham. I like that Detroit team because they're scrappy,
Yeah,
and I feel like they share the ball and they move it a little bit. Orlando is pretty tough as well. I'm hoping Detroit comes out of that one. Right? I want to see that young team progress and have some success.
all right, moving on to Cleveland versus Toronto. And Cleveland got this right now 2-1. Toronto just won yesterday, which they needed to win. Who
Mhm.
you thinking is going to win this one?
I like Cleveland. I like Cleveland. I don't know. I just don't. I mean, I feel like Cleveland's gonna. They kind of been there a little bit. I feel like they're gonna take over the series. I mean,
Now, out of
they're
all these, gotcha. Now, out of all these teams, who's winning the East?
Celtics.
Celtics. All right, gotcha.
Yes.
All right, cool, cool. Moving over to the West, and then you got Portland facing off against San Antonio, Denver facing against the Timberwolves, the Lakers facing against Houston, which I'm stupid crazy about that one, and Phoenix facing off against OKC. So we'll start with Portland versus San Antonio. Who do you got winning that one?
Now I
It's
got San
tied, but
Antonio. Yeah, I got San Antonio. I hate that Wemby got hurt,
yeah.
but I mean, Wemby's one of those guys. He plays so hard that I was like, man, he's probably going to get hurt just because he's trying to block everything, and you can't tell a player to stop playing so hard. And I mean, him playing hard kind of helped San Antonio. I wanted San Antonio to come out of the West. I thought they would,
Same
but
here.
they definitely need Wemby. But I like all the guys in San Antonio. I think they share the ball well. I think they play hard. They play the right way. So hopefully San Antonio can still. I mean, I got them still pulling out the series.
Gotcha. Minnesota versus but versus the Denver Nuggets. Minnesota's up 2-1 on that series, and they talk a lot of trash about Denver not being able to play good defense, and you get right by them. Do you
Mhm.
think Denver can put it together and tie the series up and potentially win it?
I don't know. When the Timberwolves are on their game and they're playing, they're gonna be tough to beat. I feel like last year, I feel like Timberwolves beat themselves. I
And
mean,
that was against the Mavs, right?
yeah, I mean, like I just feel like I thought Anthony just started. Thought he got tired. I really thought he got tired. So I got the Timberwolves. I think Timberwolves are gonna beat Denver. I got the Timberwolves.
Gotcha. Now, what's surprising me is the Lakers Houston series, and LeBron at 41 years old is carrying the LA Lakers to a 2-0 series lead against the Houston Rockets. Do you think Houston can make it a series, or you think the Lakers are proud to sweep them if Luka and Austin Reeves come back?
I got Houston winning the series. I,
Really?
I think they're gonna start defending a little bit. I I mean LeBron is. But if you can't control, I'm not gonna say stop because you're probably not stopping LeBron. If you can't control LeBron, then you really don't deserve to win anyway. Because I mean, at 41, I mean, he still has it. I mean, I'm a firm believer. A lot of kids like you're LeBron. Like, no, I just feel like he's just not Jordan. So let's don't do that.
Yeah.
So, LeBron, I mean, in the last, I'm gonna say maybe 10 years, he's gotten better skill wise. And it's starting to show. I mean, he can't do what he's been doing, what he's done when he was younger, but his skill is taking him over. And he's playing mind games. And that's why he's being successful in the series. I think Houston's gonna win the series. It's gonna be tough, but I feel like Houston's gonna win the series.
The only thing I say about that one is if Fred Van Vliet was back, I would definitely give it to Houston to win that series because he's really, I mean, Thompson is doing his job as far as trying to be that point guard that they needed. But me and Bob was talking about this early, but I still think Fred Van Vliet is the reason why they lose this series because he's not playing. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down. You said Houston's gonna
Yeah,
beat.
I got Houston winning. Van Vliet is a tough guard. Yeah, but I got Houston with it. But again, like I said, I'm a prefix that I don't really watch it to the
Gotcha,
playoffs.
gotcha.
So I got you.
And the last one on the Western Conference, the Suns versus OKC. And there's been a lot of trash talking between the two of these teams that the refs really helping OKC succeed in regards to the amount of fouls that OK gets versus what they're giving the Suns. Who do you have winning the series, even though OKC is leading it 2-0 right now? Do you think Suns can kind of make it a series, or do you think it's a wrap for them?
I think it's a wrap. I think OKC is championship mindset. They understand what it means to sweep a team and sweep them. We had to get some rest. I think OKC is probably going to sweep them. I don't think the Suns are going to really have a chance.
Dang, poor Suns.
Yeah.
So the Western Conference Finals, who's winning it, and who's the two teams you got going to it? Because I know Boston is pretty much a lock on the East for sure, but what do you got?
I'm gonna say Minnesota, OKC. OKC wins it. I think the Celtics beat OKC in the finals.
Dang. Okay, you did that at all. And that was our bonus questions, Bob. What do you have coming out of the East as far as the what Eastern Conference Final?
I got the Celtics and Cavs playing each other, and I got the Celtics moving on to the finals.
Gotcha. And then
And for the West, I got the Nuggets surviving San Antonio uh, and playing Oklahoma City.
so the
The-
Nuggets gonna play
I
OKC.
think that I mentioned this earlier. Between Jamal Murray and Joker, you've got two guys, two legitimate scorers you got to watch. And so Aaron Gordon, he don't have to be the star, but he can fill in. Cam Johnson going to have a game or two here and there in the series. Uh, I just think San Antonio's lack of playoff experience is going to show up, even though I think they probably have, Castle and Wemby can match Joker and Murray. But
Mm,
that third guy, De'Aaron Fox, was going to be Aaron Fox or Harrison Barnes or somebody. It's not a question of the talent. It's just you don't have that experience yet. And half court, it turns more to half court. I think Denver's just going to slow it down and be able to grind through it. And then they, then they, it's a toss up between the Thunder. Jalen Williams got hurt. Uh,
yeah, hamstring.
so the Spurs regular season tore up Oklahoma City uh, with a vengeance, like they had a vendetta to settle or something. And they, when Popovich were there, they had a lot of playoff success. But I think uh, you it's going to go 7 games uh, with the Nuggets and the Thunder. Uh, I have a sneaky suspicion that the Thunder might just pull it out and play the Celtics.
Okay.
But
I, I
either one of those two teams have more firepower than the Celtics.
yeah,
And even if Cleveland makes it, Evan Mobley's kind of taking a back seat, and Jared Allen, he's a good complementary center, but he's not a dominant center.
yeah,
So, like Joker is going to be a handful. And I don't think the Celtics they don't have Porzingis anymore, Al Horford or Cornette. So they've got a young center, but I think I think they can get there, but neither them or Cleveland have the big man to either against Oklahoma City or the Nuggets. But I got the Nuggets repeating.
Oh,
Well, not repeating, but
they're
their
getting back
second
there and winning.
their second championship in 5 years. So
Yeah. Mine's, I got Boston versus San Antonio. San Antonio getting that chip. Bring it back to Texas, baby. That's what I got.
Bring it home.
Guys, yeah. Man, thank you so much, Coach Prichett. We appreciate you, man. Audience, give him applause. Appreciate you coming on. Boogie, tell them where the people can find you on the social media streets, man, so they can catch up with you out there.
well, you can find me at boogiebob.com. You can find me at Swish for real.
Swish for real, baby.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, Coach Emund, where can they find you on the social media streets, man? So if they want to catch up with you, right? Just kind of
Instagram at Coach Prichett on Instagram at Coach Prichett. It's at Coach Prichett on X too as well. So
gotcha.
Hey, come check me out.
And I would definitely link all his social media handles so you can guys tell him that you've seen the episode. We got to get you a t-shirt, so text me your size and we'll get to make that happen. Guys, you can always see me here on Swish for Real. I'm always trying to represent the squad, man. Coach Prichett, thank you so much, guys. We are about to close it. We are out. Peace.
That's it, Pray.